Okay, we did it. 162 games in the books. The postseason's here. Wild card series starts tomorrow. I'm Brandon Johnson. You're listening to This Is Baseball. Let's go. Let's take you back to Saturday, where there were still a lot of unknowns. Houston, Texas, Seattle were all still hopeful for playoff positions, but by the end of Saturday, we knew that Seattle's hopes for making the postseason were over, and Houston and Texas both clinched playoff berths, along with Toronto. And it was going to come down to a game 162 between Houston and Texas. All the Rangers had to do was win on Sunday, and they would be AL West champions and be the 2 seed in the playoffs. If the Rangers lost and the Astros won, Houston would become the AL West champion, and they would be the 2 seed. And that is exactly what happened. Houston won 8-1 over the Diamondbacks, and Texas lost 1-0 against Seattle. And again, due to tiebreakers, MLB has eliminated the game 163 format, which I kind of agree with. I think you shouldn't have to waste your would-be postseason pitcher to play in a game 163 when you can just do the tiebreaker method and go through those. I think it's healthier for the game that way. And Houston was victorious and has shown the value of winning your division in Major League Baseball. So Houston won its division, again, the American League West, as a 90-game winner. You go up to the American League East, Tampa Bay. They are your first wild card team. They won 99 games, and they will have to play in the wild card round against the Texas Rangers. They'll get to host that series, but they lost to Baltimore. Tampa came out of the gate hot. They played great baseball all season long, but Baltimore just ended up being the better team, and again, showed the value of winning your division in Major League Baseball. In the National League, Miami, Arizona, and Cubs and Reds were all trying to make the postseason, and obviously all of them can't be there. Cubs, unfortunately, didn't play good enough baseball down the stretch. They were a team that I actually thought was going to sneak in, but they just didn't win games when it mattered. Miami took care of business. They had some annoyance with the New York Mets situation with the grounds crew and the rain, something that the New York Mets have no control over. New York had rain for like a week straight, so their field's playing conditions were pretty terrible, and it looked like it was going to impact Miami's playoff chances. It didn't end up mattering, which is what you need to do if you're Miami, is just go take care of business and don't even worry about any potential weird scenarios. Just go do your thing, and that's what they did. So, looking at the postseason teams, so in the American League, Baltimore, 1 seed, 101 games, won 101 games. Houston, again, won the American League West. They're the 2 seed. Baltimore will await the winner of Tampa Bay and Texas. Again, 3-game series, all hosted by the higher seed. So Tampa will host Texas. Best 2 out of 3, starting on Tuesday. The Minnesota Twins will host the Toronto Blue Jays. And winner of that series will play Houston. I think Tampa and Texas will be the better series in the American League wildcard round. I think Tampa is a better team, but it'll hopefully go 3 games. I hope all these series go 3 games, but it's going to be a battle of who has the better pitching, and I think that is Tampa Bay. So I think we're going to see a Tampa Bay Baltimore matchup in the ALDS. I don't think the Twins are good. So I think that they're going to lose their series to the Toronto Blue Jays, and the Blue Jays are going to play Houston in the ALDS. My only thing to think that Minnesota might win the series is that they are playing really good baseball down the stretch, and they don't have to play the New York Yankees. That's a team that they, for some reason, always matched up with against in the postseason and always lost to. So, maybe they can take their hot streak into the postseason and go on a little run. Again, I'm picking against them. I think Toronto will handle them and then go play Houston. Over in the National League, you have my World Series winner pick, Atlanta Braves. They're the 1 seed, won 104 games. Had a phenomenal season all around. 2 seed, Los Angeles Dodgers. Seems like that is just something that you can put into stone at the beginning of the season, that the Dodgers are going to win the National League West, most likely win 100 games, and possibly play in an NLCS. Wildcard teams, Milwaukee won the American League Central. They're going to be hosting the Arizona Diamondbacks, kind of a team that they were up and down all season long, but they overcame a lot of different problems that they faced. And they're going to play a Milwaukee team that is really good, quietly good. So I'm picking Milwaukee there to go play the Dodgers. In the ALDS, Phillies, Marlins. That is the other National League wildcard matchup. Phillies, obviously, they went to the World Series last season, lost to the Houston Astros, so they're a team that, again, had a quietly good season. They were obviously overshadowed by what the Atlanta Braves were doing in the East, along with everybody kind of paying attention to the debacle of the New York Mets. The Phillies were just kind of quietly doing their thing, and it ended up working out really well for them. Again, they lost the World Series last season, so they have plans to go back to the World Series and win it. And they play a Marlins team that I didn't really think much of. I knew going into the season they had really good pitching. And again, pitching is something that you covet, especially when you get into the postseason. So it's going to be a tough series if Philly wants to win. But either way, whoever wins this series is going to have to go into Atlanta and play a fantastic Braves team. So I want to pick Philly here, but I'm going to pick Miami just because I think that their pitching is going to propel them into the next round of the playoffs. So that's what's going on in the wild card round. Again, Baltimore and Houston will await the winners of these wild card series in the American League. Atlanta and Los Angeles on the National League side will be doing the same thing. And the postseason's here. I believe that Major League Baseball's playoff is the best in all of sports. October is one of the best sports months, and the playoffs are a huge reason for that. And Major League Baseball had a great season with attendance and just viewership and overall interest in the sport. And so I'm super excited to see what happens in this postseason, because I think there's going to be a lot of eyes on the game this year, just solely due to the success of the regular season. I think that's going to carry over into the postseason. And again, games start tomorrow, the 3rd of October, and we got a long ride till we see a World Series champion. Short and sweet today, like I said. Got a couple episodes for you. I'll have another one recapping the wild card series and going over the division rounds here at the end of the week. So, busy week this week. Thank you for listening. Again, short and sweet. I'll see you in a couple days.